All right, folks, let me know if you can at least hear me right now. It looks like you should be able to, because I have no idea what's going on with the camera. I looked things up. It's showing me a lot of hate. There's not a lot of love. Let's see here. I'm seeing there's a lot of chatter, though. That's cool beans. Okay, so real quick, I see people talking about a little bit with the Star Wars stuff in the chat. One thing that got me, so I was able to get what I needed, was going to Amazon Japan. So check out Amazon Japan. They've got, at least as of yesterday, they had everything still up. So yeah, check them out. And I'm still going to sit here. I'm just going to babble while trying to figure out exactly what's going on with the camera. I'm doing what it's telling me to do, but it's telling me that the stuff that I've given access to as far as using the camera, it's saying are Zoom and Google Chrome, but it's not showing me anything that has to do with StreamYard. So I don't know why this is happening. This is a totally new thing, and I love technology sometimes. You know, the stuff that's supposed to make our lives totally easier. What I might do, tell you what, let me see if before I go any further, let's see. Bad hair day, bad everything day. Well, at least with appearance. Why do you think I'm not on there? That would be nice. I wish that were actually what was going on, Harry. All right, I am going to try something though. You might not see me this live stream, and maybe I'll try and figure that out later on. But one thing I'm going to try to do in the meantime is see if I can call up this stuff that I had saved for tonight's stream. And if I can call it up, game on, then at least you'll be able to see all that. Because I hate starting late. Hate doing that to you guys. Okay. I'm pulling up right now the other stuff, like as far as the news, stuff that isn't necessarily photogenic figure style. At least I don't think it is. And then from there, we'll talk a little bit about some of that. And then we'll get into the photogenic stuff. And then we'll get into the big time real question, the one about is Playboy still a thing? And I think I can do that while maintaining my squeaky clean reputation. All right, let's see here. All right, it looks like you guys can see what's on the screen. Give me a Roger if you can. Let's see. And yeah, I think Ghost Tab might have been the one to tell us about Karama toys before. Sorry, I've missed a bunch, guys. For anybody catching this on the replay, the big problem here is what was going down with my camera. I still can't figure out what was up. So we're just going to roll with it just like this, and hopefully I'll have the camera all set up for next time. So basically, the same thing as every Monday. What did you see in the past week that you think is going to look fantastic under your lights and in front of your lens? We'll also be talking about a couple other figures that popped up, such as what we've got on the screen now. And the whole idea of is Playboy still a thing was brought to us. I thought about that as I was looking through several of these figures, and we'll try and answer that question at the very end of everything when we're actually looking at what was photogenic that came out in the past week. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to see if I can catch up on the chat real quick. And if I can't, I can't. Let's see. Star, what's going on, man? And yeah, sorry I'm late, guys. I hate being late. It happens, I guess. Hola, Mr. Spencer. It's such a headache trying to acquire SHF Star Wars that sometimes I wish I never started in the first place. Yeah, mine was, I was able to swing them on Amazon Japan, and I have seen Ghost Tabs talked about Karama toys, so check them out. Nando on X is the one that pointed me towards Amazon Japan, and I was able to pick everything up there. Well, I was able to pick up Yoda. I could have gotten everything. So seriously, give them a shot. I actually created an account from what I understand, when it comes to Amazon in Japan and in China, you have to create separate accounts for those two. So I couldn't just use what I had, like my Toypixx account from Amazon here, and use it over there. Didn't work in my favor. But yeah, Amazon Japan, Kurama Toys. Let's see. I can see how tough that'd be. Yeah. All right. Star, still hoping to be able to grab a couple of those alien figs from 52 Toys if I can ever find them for sale somewhere. They'll come out eventually. I think with 52 Toys having official licenses, they're going to end up being in a lot more places than they are now. Skew Raider, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping in. I know it is. It's a terrible hair day. I can't even show you what I got today. And yes, I have my Mafex Captain America sitting right next to me. I haven't even opened him. So he looks rad. But it's Captain America. That is the one figure that I have missed since I sold my Marvel Legends collection, I think sometime in 2021. SHF Star Wars are awesome, but the stress of being in time to grab them just too often ruins my day. Figure collecting should be fun and not making anyone angry due to said stress. We can blame Hasbro for that one, I believe, Star. I'm not 100%, but I believe it's because of them that we can't have SHF Star Wars stuff in the States as far as being sold in different stores and all that good stuff. They barely even have that stuff at BBTS anymore. Now, I say that, I'm not 100% sure. It's just the kind of stuff that I hear from time to time is the licensing prevents SHF from selling Star Wars stateside. Yeah, I'm not about the FOMO life. It's hard enough with the convention exclusives I have to get, like Alf. And Alf. Alf is amazing. Can't wait. I keep seeing Alf and thinking, ooh, hey, look, it's me trying to double up on typing. Thank you for the understanding, Mr. Spencer. As a former streamer, I know the feeling. I'll just take the time to post my pick of the day, which you will hate me for. Oh, no, no. Okay, so either you're really moving on the whole Alf train and you're just making it all Alf, which I don't hate, those are rad, or you're making Duke somehow awesome, and then I'll be sad. Star, agreed. At some point, I have to ask myself why I'm doing this and if I even actually enjoy it. I'll tell you, and Kurama Toys, if they still have them, I think that'll take a lot of the heat off. To be perfectly honest, we might end up paying a little more if we go the Amazon Japan and the Kurama Toys route. But how much is your sanity worth? Because I'll tell you, if I knew every time I could just get these figures on Amazon Japan as easily as I did, I would not be freaking out or stressing about any of it at all. LBZ, yo, thanks for stopping by, sir. Tragic, no worries. Reboot the PC. Make sure there are no pending updates. If there was a recent update, roll back the drivers. Good Lord, man, you're speaking IT speak. Okay, let's see. I understand most of that, except roll back the drivers. It's funny, every Friday I have a meeting with a friend of mine. We both are doing our own business thing, and so it's kind of an accountability meeting. And he does security, like IT security for different companies. And so he'll get talking about that stuff, and I'll have to be like, whoa, slow down. What does that acronym mean? Okay. Man. LBZ, what's up, y'all? No worries. We understand the technologies, as you would say. Skew, yep. Hey, y'all. What's happening here? Okay, I'm just going to keep reading these now instead of calling them up in effort to save some time. LBZ, yeah, I hate having to wait at 2 a.m. in the morning just to pre-order stuff sometimes. Yeah, I think I'm going to start going Kurama or Amazon Japan when it comes to the Star Wars stuff because I set my alarm for 3, and then when I still miss out, or no, I'm sorry, I set it for 2:57, and when I still missed out, I'm like, well, now I'm bummed and I can't sleep. Let's see. Tragic. Subskew John and LBZ. Tragic A star, Mr. Spencer. Let's see. I refuse to do that anymore. If I get it, I get it. If not, I'll be okay. Star. I'm checking HLJ anywhere from 8 to 10 times daily, sometimes more. It's getting old. I get that. Ghost Tev, hello. See, Harry with the bad hair day, Dave. I did enjoy that. That made me chuckle. I wish it were terrible. I should just totally make it look like a rooster. I can do that and then go from there. Let's see. Is there an option to select from a list? I don't know, Tragic. I don't know. But I did look, and it does look like I've got at least one update that does need to be done. So that might be the answer. But actually, the select from a list, when I looked under the camera settings, the only thing that showed up just said Chrome and it said whatever the zoom. There was nothing else there. Nothing said select from a list, or there were no grayed out boxes or anything like that. It made me sad. My old podcast had a motto: technology is our friend, said totally sarcastically. Yeah, my whole thing when it comes to technology or anything that's supposed to make our lives easier, it does for the most part, but once in a while, it just makes life way more difficult. Did you rebooty it? You know what? I have rebooted many. That's not we're not I can't go with that. We had to start a half an hour, let's see, early just to work out the issues. Oof. Goes to Try Karama Toys. They have them and are legit. Tragic. Think you can use your phone? You don't want that, man. I wouldn't be able to see the comments. I'm easily the least tech guy here. I just keep hitting it until it works. Seemed to work on the TV back in the 70s. Yeah. This thing's kind of fragile. I think I'd break it. Mirage, very odd that YouTube didn't let me send a comment because the comment bar didn't show up on mobile. Great googly moogly. Actually, what might have happened there, Mirage, is I hadn't hit start the stream yet. So maybe something happened in there. Maybe not. Let's see. Will do. Thanks for the tip, brother. Yeah, check out Karama. Like I said, I did Amazon Japan. If either of those, go for either one. It'll save you from having to set your alarm so you're up at the butt crack of, well, pre-dawn during a weeknight. Also, what's up, Dave in chat? Star, yep. Roger, Ghost Tab, Roger. Great, Googly Moogly, we have a bunch of droids. Oh, Roger. Awesome, guys, thank you. Let's see, yes, I can see a dude on screen. All right, sweet. Image is there, but you're not. Star, well, I think we're going to have to go with that. LBZ, Roger. I'm on Yoda. He is sold out in Karoma. Okay. Or in Karama. Or never mind on Yoda. Check Amazon Japan. Honestly, I just checked them earlier today. And I said as of yesterday, but I was programming a bunch of links. I didn't put the links in the video description for those, not because I'm not an affiliate, but because the links themselves were so long, it just didn't work out. Mail call. I got Torch and I'm already customizing his blowtorch with an LED in it. I already put a pic on Facebook. I also got Halo Jumper. He's going to look dope next to the Dragonfly. Yeah. Nolan, what's up, man? Thank you for stopping by. Let's see. I can't make Duke awesome. I have standards. Good man, John. All right. Yoda is back for ordering in Kurama. All right, sweet. And I'm not sure. I didn't look at Kurama. I just knew the one guy had sent me a link to Amazon Japan. So that's why I went there. I don't know what the pricing difference is between Kurama and Amazon Japan, but if Ghost Tab is saying they're legit, game on. If that's a better price, go for it. Hello there. How's everyone doing? I'm doing quite well, Eric. How are you tonight, sir? Mr. Penson. The whole FOMO thing is what I hate about Mondo. I feel like that's how they build their business. You know, I think that with them, and I think that with Mezco as well. LBZ, pretty stoked, just got mail as well. Snail Shell Pumpkin Princess, yes. And the G Project 112 scale soldier weapon kit. Ooh, I'm not sure I know about that one. Let's see. Tragic sounds fire. I felt the despair in instant sold out figures. I collect, let's see, DX Chogokin Macross figures, 95% sell out in seconds. Wow, I thought Star Wars was insane. Damn phone. Thinks they're gonna look by my finger points. Woo! It does. That sounds like a Simpsons thing, Spaded One. I'm not sure, but it sounds like maybe what's the one kid? Oh no, I can't remember the kid's name. No, cool, not good. No. All right. Alrighty. Now, I gave these things ridiculously not long names. Oh, I'm glad somebody gets it because I was out. It's terrible. Anyway, so looking at this stuff, I did terrible with the names here. Let's see. McFarlane Toy Militarum Commissar. How many 40K fans are there on this stream right now? Are there a bunch of them? Warhammer 40K? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? I've ordered for Kurama for more than 5 years. Only issue is that they might tell you the shipping method you picked can't be used once the item arrives. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's me with Ami Ami. I've never had a problem with Ami Ami. So, of course, I want to order from them more. Stars, anyone heard any news lately about the release of Jada Toys Cyberpunk Edge Runners figs? They show them off at SDCC and then go Stark. Hello, I have not. I have not heard a single thing, and I try to stay on top of the Jada news. All right, anyway, here's this guy. We have the Militarum Commissar because he is McFarlane, which makes him automatically newsworthy, but he's not quite a photogenic figure. At least I don't give him that point because he doesn't have an extra set of hands. He just has an extra one hand. And we'll get there in a sec. Yeah. Now, the weapons look cool, and I do like the look of a lot of Warhammer stuff. So I wanted to show him here just because. Now, I don't have the stuff in this section, I don't have in links in the video description. The stuff when we get to the actual photogenic figures, I do have links. But right now, yeah, no dice. No dice here. I think it looks good, like I said, but who knows? McFarlane is always a gamble, to me anyway, because you know that they've got the points of articulation they should have, but they don't always work as well as they should. And then we've, of course, got this Warhammer guy, Lieutenant Titus. And I believe, am I correct or not in saying this guy is from the recent video game? Now, he obviously, we've got an extra head. Possibly, maybe it's not an extra head. Maybe it's an actual helmet. No extra hands. I don't know. When it comes to Warhammer, and you guys that are into Warhammer are going to know more than me. When it comes to a dude in this kind of suit, do they even punch or do they just constantly hold weapons? Like, if they're always holding weapons and both hands are always in use to shoot or use that huge hammer looking deal, then maybe I shouldn't penalize this thing because I have always enjoyed the look of the armors of these kinds of guys. I always think they look cool. But help me out in the chat and let me know, should they have extra hands? I mean, they should if they're not always just using weapons. But if they're not, or if they are, then maybe I don't penalize them for that. Oh no, I have to think the graphics look better than that face, though. Could be wrong. All right, I'm going to head back to the chat, see what we got going on, see what the people are saying. Don't turn around. Uh-oh, der Commissar's in town. Uh-oh. I'm not really a 40K fan anymore, but I was for a long time. Heck, even worked for Games Workshop. Oh, really? The IP owner for over 9 years. That's awesome, John. Let's see, I'm going to be listening while making some pew-pews. Church pews, that is. Tragic sent me a picture, and he said, hey, I'm working on a different kind of pew-pews. And I looked, and yeah, I just started cracking up. I'm like, by the way, Tragic, I still got to get back to you on a couple things. Whoo! Guys, He's busy trying to make this stuff work. Dude's dress looks like it's made out of 80s Star Wars robes. Maybe. Skew Raider, Tragic Spaded One. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at that. Skew Raider's got everybody. Awesome sauce, sir. Thank you. They look pretty cool. Agreed. I have some 40K aliens from McFarlane. Ooh, aliens, huh? I need to know more. Warhammer guys look cool. Yeah, from the recent video game. Okay. That's what I was thinking. I knew I had heard that that's doing really well. Sup? Speaking of McFarlane, I saw a listing recently that said something like Sub Zero MK1 12-inch. Whoa! So McFarlane maybe has the license to do 1/6 scale? Does he still? See, that's the thing. People have been saying he doesn't have the license for 1/10. Does he not have the license, or has he just not been using the license? Does anybody really know? I'm not sure. They always have a weapon in their hands, always killing, need souls for the god emperor. Ooh. Ooh, I actually kind of like the way that sounds. Maybe I do need to read up on some Warhammer. I love the McFarlane Gene Stealers. They pose like a dream and look badass. The Gene Stealers. Are those the white ones with like red accents that look like aliens, or am I off? Space Marines do not generally punch things. They use chain swords and hold on, let's see here. They use chain swords and bolt pistols and such for close quarter combat. Or, well, is CQB close quarter combat? CQ sounded right. If you consider power fists as punching, then yes, it would probably be very ill advised for Marines to punch the kind of enemies they contend with on a regular basis. Maybe then I shouldn't sit here and penalize these kinds of figures for not having hands, because I do want to make sure that my critiques make sense. So maybe not. I don't know. Let's see here. Uh oh. Oh dear. Tragic. Be careful. I'm not sure you're allowed to be building pews if you're drinking beer. You need to be drinking wine for that. Regarding McFarlane Mortal Kombat, maybe 12-inch statues? Oh, there's a possibility. That's true, because he doesn't really do 1/6 scale figures, does he? I have several McFarlane Warhammer 40K figs, and some of them are artist proofs that I've yet to paint, though I'm contemplating the Joy Toy 1/18 scale ones. Those, yeah, Joy Toy stuff looks amazing. Like if I were gonna get into 1/18th, it would be Joy Toy and Haya Toys, I think. Oh yeah, I knew what you meant, Eric. No worries. All right, we're gonna keep going here on some newsworthy stuff. We have Super Seven's Ultimate Storm Shadow, the BBTS 25th anniversary camouflage version. Now, you know that I've been paying more attention to Storm Shadow. Well, I'm sorry, to GI Joe or to Ultimates in general until they release their turtles, so we can see what kind of craziness they're doing, how well the turtles are doing, how well they work, if the QC's up to par. I'm just paying more attention to Super 7 lately because of all that. They have all kinds of accessories, but for me, the articulation is what's always in question. And I hear a lot of things about their QC. That doesn't mean, however, that some of these don't look really cool. Like that's kind of cool looking right there. You like that right there? That's kind of cool. It sounded like I should have had a Larry the Cable Guy moment in that moment. So we've got Storm Shadow here looking good, hanging out in the Arctic. And he, just like a whole lot of Ultimates, comes with a whole lot of stuff. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what else to go with there. Tis the Irish way. I actually, when I was going to, well, I went, when we moved to Michigan, the best schools in the area were Catholic schools. So I went through Catholic school from about fourth grade through senior year. So I learned all kinds of things. And I think we all know the Irish way is actually Jameson. Let's see, Mr. Spencer, not a fan of the Storm Shadow. The style just doesn't jive with the scheme. I'm wondering if, because when I was saying that, there was something in the back of my brain that said it kind of looks like pajamas, but not not like when you kind of have a pajamas look on a Mezco figure, you know? Don't have any Super 7. Don't see it changing anytime soon. Same here, Nolan. I think the game changer is going to be what we all see when those turtles come out, when the 2003 turtles come out. I mean, let's see, that's V3 Storm Shadow, I believe. I think so. What was the is it V? No, I was thinking V2 is the one with the hood that has this kind of scheme, right? That was the first one they released. Was the No, wait. I don't remember. Great googly moogly. I'm doing terribly here. I don't trust the articulation on Ultimates Joe's. I don't know, man, but the new deluxe Lion-O moves very well, but still single jointed arms and legs. See, that's why I'm paying more attention to this stuff. Once they get those turtles in hand, and once the reviews start coming out, and once we see if the quality's under control, and once we see how well they move, my bet is that Super 7 will take that knowledge, especially if they sold really well, and start slowly implementing it into the rest of Ultimates. And then we'll see what happens. I don't know. Like, their stuff tends to skew towards the cartoon looks, and I'm not a big fan of the cartoon looks, but once in a while, they don't just go cartoon. So we shall see. LBZ, yeah, the only figs I'm interested in for Super 7's the Thundercat stuff. Even then, I have yet to get any of those cats. I am curious. You guys have talked about Lion-O enough where I think I want Super 7 to just redo everything with double joints. And if they do, Lion-O and Mumra at least feel like figures I should have in the collection for the whole pop culture aspect of it, you know? Let's see, they have to go ahead and do the articulation after TMNT upgrades. They're just ticking people off when we when we know they can do it. Yep, I think you're right, Skew. And I think that's also going to be good for Super 7 because they'll have a lot of the mold already ready to go. They just need to totally change out the knees and elbows. Knees and elbows. That was hard for me to come up with. Tragic. Arctic Storm Shadow is the other version. Okay. Sorry. There, I had to take a quick water break, which of course you guys can't see because you can't see me. Oh, technology. Alrighty. Skew. Let's see. Same. Thundercats for me too. And I feel like they don't have a lot of other stuff that I need besides like those. See, V2 has the tech camo, but he had a hood over his head. Okay, I was thinking the hood part. This from a comic or something I never seen. Yeah, I don't know. I know not. This day, we want double joints for Thundercats. Yes. I would do that. I would probably gamble on Lion-O and Mumra if they had double joints. All right. Hell yeah. They need to update those elbows and knees because the new Lion-O torso is so smooth and dynamic. I was shocked. Man. All right. So we've gone through. Facts. Okay, we've gone through, we've checked out the news portion. Now look, hey, it's me, everybody. At least this way, I have to say this. At least this way, my face isn't super close to the screen. All right. Now it's time to get into the photogenic figures. And the very last photogenic figure we'll be discussing is the one that I have my question about with the whole is Playboy still a thing idea. We'll get into why. If I can make the photogenic figures folder open. Come on, technology. Ooh, I think technology didn't fail me this time, guys. I'm pretty excited. But we'll see. We'll see. I might click this now and it will say, oh no, technology totally failed you, Dave. Mwahaha. No, wait, I think I got it. Boom. Shakalaka. That's right. We've got some NBA Jam references going on. Actually, that was Stuart Scott first, wasn't it? Anyway, sorry. Not that I'm rambling or jumping all over the place. I'm thinking that there's going to be a lot of customizing AWOC figs into some of the best Thundercats figs around. Star, you know what? AWOC's been around for a bit. Has anybody seen anybody customize those things to be Thundercats yet? I have not. Yes. All right. Here we have Jorge052 from, let's see, Halo Reach. And I don't have any of these 1000 Toys Halo figures. And I've said it in the past, I believe. If not, I'll say it anyway. I would be very interested in the Master Chief, which I'm saying it. I know I've said it because several of you have said, okay, the Master Chief is cool, but not at full price. I would be interested in the Master Chief and some Covenant figures. I'd even be interested in a bunch of repaints of the Master Chief from like Halo 1, 2, or 3 and all that stuff. This stuff, though, this guy, most of the time I see them and I go, they're kind of nice to haves, but they're not necessarily need to haves. I like this dude. And you'll see why here in a minute. First off, he doesn't have that same classic kind of Halo build where they look like they're fairly thin, strong soldiers in a suit. This guy looks like, if anybody's seen The Bad Batch, this looks like the Wrecker version of Spartan armor, or whatever armor they're calling it when it's not Master Chief anymore. It's huge, and what makes it more fun is it's the Wrecker. It's like the Wrecker character, kind of, and it's kind of the roadblock because he's the big guy. Look at that. He's also kind of the roadblock because he has the big gun. Look at that thing. Like, just that photo is cool. And now I'm just going to stand here with my huge, ginormous chain gun. And now, just going to use these things. I assume, and help me out, guys, in Halo Reach, these are still people in suits, correct? These aren't just robots. But yeah, Jorge052, I likes. I likes it a lot. Oh, look, it's Goku. We won't spend a ton of time on the SHF stuff just because we talked about it a lot last week, but we're still going to talk a little bit. I don't have any 1000 toys either. Almost got Master Chief, but it's expensive. They look great though. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I mean, that's actually word for word where I'm at. I'm like, man, they are pricey, but they do look cool. You know what I'm going to say about 1000 toys? See, I had you in mind when I said that people have said don't get them at full price. Tragic. To answer your question, Playboy is still relevant in toy photography. Maybe that's key. Maybe that's something that we can get to in the discussion there. Too many lines. Miss that point. When I buy figs, I'm trying to create a world on my shelf without the villains or just some other characters. There's no world to speak of. Yeah, I mean, these are really cool, but I do wonder sometimes with all these lines, is it is it that they actually have the stats that back up the fact that they don't make some of these other characters such as the Covenant? Or is it that they're scared to do it because at these prices, if people don't like them, they just take a massive hit? I don't know. Like, I feel like if you were making more like, I don't know, 25 to $50 Covenant figures, that's a better gamble. Like, they're probably actually waiting for, who is it that has Halo right now? Is it Jazzwares? They're probably waiting for them to make a few Covenant figures and see how well they sell. And if they sell well, then maybe 1000 toys will do it. But I don't know. There's always a business reason. Because if they thought they could sell a ton of them, they'd make them. Milk Tea Girl agrees. But see, Milk Tea Girl, while she's awesome and hilarious, she is not necessarily what I would think about when we're talking about the whole Playboy thing here. Yeah, Playboy is definitely still a thing. I saw a news article not too long ago about how they're bringing their magazine back around Super Bowl time. Well, really? So the magazine's not even a thing right now. See, I haven't. I knew that I could look it up and try and find that stuff out, but I kind of thought, you know what? Let's see if it's really still in the public consciousness because I haven't heard much about it since Hugh died. All right, now we went through a bunch of these last week just because SHF went insane with their drops a week ago. But here's the thing now, these guys are now stateside. So I know a lot of people still have problems ordering from, say, overseas. I've not had any problems with, let's see, I mean, I've said Ami Ami. They're the only ones, though. I tried HLJ and they canceled an order on me. Um, I ordered from Hobby Genki and the package came beat up. But a lot of people, when I posted about that, I posted it on Twitter and I said, okay, Hobby Genki and DHL, this is the first time I ordered from you guys. This isn't a good look. Hobby Genki actually did respond to that tweet and said, hey, can we make it up to you? What do you want? And I don't need the package to be good because that was Bane, though. I really was looking forward to the figure, but I don't need the package to be good as long as the figure was fine. And the figure was fine. So I said, hey, I don't need anything, but I wanted you guys to know that this is what was happening. And to Hobby Genki's credit, beyond the fact that they got a hold of me, a lot of people came to their defense and said, hey, man, don't take this as the usual, like as the norm for Hobby Genki. They're usually really good. And Hobby Genki has pretty good prices too. So I'll probably give them another shot. But I will say from the overseas retailers, in fact, from all the retailers I've shopped at, domestic and overseas, the only one I've never had a problem with is Ami Ami. But that said, there are links to these SHF figures in the video description. I don't know about Goku here. I still want more of a classic look Goku, not so much the Daima. It's sort of, or the Daima. It's sort of like how I don't really like the movie figures of, say, Captain America or Iron Man or any of those or Batman. I will get them one day, but I prefer the comic looks. So it's kind of the same here with Goku. I know that's going to be a movie look, but I want a real version 3 before I jump in on a Goku figure. And then we've got Vegeta here. Also, like people have said, they both look really good. I just don't know enough. Now, Majin Buu here is a reissue. Now, there's nothing wrong with reissues. We've talked about that quite a bit. And I like this one because he comes with a candy bar. And let's be honest, folks, any figure that comes with a candy bar is pretty rad. Ah, sorry, I had to. I'm going to start announcing when I take a drink since you can't see me right now. And that way you'll know, hey, there's a weird pause here. Maybe his microphone cut out too. You won't think that. And now here's this guy. Hang on. Let me go back to the chat, see what everybody's got chatting about. Oh dear, tragic. Martin Vargas, Mafex, I'm sorry, Mafex is the new Playboy. That's really, I mean, it's as cool as Playboy was in what, the 60s, 70s? Harry, I would buy cheap Halo 6-inch just for armored guys, for heavyweight heroes to smash, blast, or cut up. You know what? Maybe that's the deal. Maybe 1,000 Toys should stick to the like the Master Chief and all the regular good guy characters, and Jazzware should start making all the aliens since you can make them cheaper. But I don't know. That's probably not the way that it would go for them. That's not a good way to do it. Everybody should just start out with Master Chief. Yeah, I don't collect movie figures either because you know their look is going to change by the next one. That's very true. I've always liked the more classic look of figures rather than the more contemporary, like you're just talking about. Be right back. Wife's angry about something. Oh, Star, good luck, man. Eric, the new Dragon Ball Daima figures look great, especially with Vegeta having a new body finally. And Buu is a great figure to have if you love Dragon Ball lore. Ah, I do need to figure out where I'm going to jump in first. Is it going to be One Piece or is it going to be Dragon Ball? Woohoo! There's a lot of questions that need answering. I know it's not going to be this, just because I don't know anything about Jujutsu Kaisen Satoru Gojo. Good Lord, I should never speak. But I do know it looks like fun. Like it looks like a fun figure. I mean, I guess what I should say there is it looks like a figure that's having fun. Like we all like, look at that. He's just enjoying himself, chatting on the phone, yay, flashing the peace sign, all that stuff. Who knows? I don't. I know nothing. Mezco's Junkyard Joe has candy bars and packs of smokes, even a canteen and tin mug. Stoked to get when it ships. Woo! I didn't know he had all of that. I mean, I didn't know he had candy bars or the smokes. Makes sense that he'd have the canteen, but still, all right. So let's skip through Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm probably butchering the crap out of that. Let's see. Figuarts have come a long way with capturing expressions true to the characters. That's good to know. That's good to know because I still haven't gotten like the only figuarts I've ever gotten are Star Wars ones. All right, now we have more Jujutsu Kaisen with, let's see, Suguru Geto, maybe? You guys, I mean, fortunately, I feel good because nobody's in the chat saying that they know much about this, so I don't feel as silly as I normally do. Let's see, upset. I couldn't get Junkyard Joe. The one that bummed me out a little bit is that recent Doc Knock. I mean, it didn't bum me out where I'm like, oh man, I'm so sad. It's depressing and all that. No, it's none of that. I just, that was one that I might have actually jumped on. I actually can't wait to see what the next Gomez is going to be. And I know that people that are into Mezco are probably like, dude, we have all the Gomezes. We don't need any more Gomezes. I don't have any of the Mezcos, though. There's things. And Dave, now you have different artist impressions of Goku to choose from. Good luck. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. Oh, dear. Yeah, I had no issues with Hobby Genki. My two Mafex, though, are coming from them. First Avenger Cap and the Eradicator. Hopefully beginning of next month, if what Kaiju Daddy's prediction comes to pass. Yeah, that would be pretty cool stuff. I love watching his stuff. He just put up a Daredevil review today, and he said that the way that they did the wash on him was done very well. He also said that the way the shoulders connect to the bicep is a little weird. So I'm curious what he meant there. Like he showed the figure, but it didn't look like he was messing with the shoulders much. But he also, to his credit, said that he's not somebody that poses his stuff all that much. Ghost Tav. I read the entirety of Jujutsu Kaisen. Geto is Gojo's best friend turned enemy. Oh, well, that's not good. That's sadness. I'm interested in seeing the next Gomez to really want to pick one up. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably the two I've mentioned before are pretty cool, but still, it would be nice to just see what they're cooking up. I thought about Junkyard Joe, but I got over it when my wait list Nosferatu went to pre-order. Yep. That would be kind of like, wait, I'm waitlisted and now we can pre-order it? What? All right. Now we've got this guy, Naruto, let's see here, Naruto Shikamaru Nara. Brilliant strategist. Now, I don't know anything about Naruto either, which I'm sure you guys are totally shocked by, but he does have a lighter, and that's unique for figures anyway. Okay, I'm pretty sure I saved more pictures. We might come across more pictures of him later, but he was one that was shown last week anyway. And then we've got this Spidey, who's another reissue. From what I understand, he's got the colors, like the colors are a little different than they were with the first release, but I don't remember what they said. Might have had something to do with the blue on his eyes. I'm not sure. But again, looking good. We've got Nina Williams here from Tekken 8. I never played Tekken, folks. My video game experience when it came to fighting games was truly just Street Fighter. I didn't even play Mortal Kombat. But Nina looks kind of cool. She's the one I think that we thought she could be a cool Sharon Carter almost stand in. And I've got Cap sitting here. Why not? And now this one, I don't think we talked about her. Let's see. Ooh, hang on. I want to see the name again. Toriyuki Hojo. I don't know anything about this one. Oh, yeah, we definitely are going to see some new pictures maybe. This one is, what was it? Bisel? Let's see. Uh, I can't even see. Oh, man, this one's name's so long, I can't find his name. Let's see here. This one's from Ultraman. Belial. Bisel. Good Lord, man. Belial. He's actually a lieutenant for Satan, which is kind of cool, I guess. Like, that stuff I learned. Oh, man. I know I saved all these photos, but they're all over the place. We've got this guy. I guess before I keep going, let's see what we've got here. Harry, let me know if you want to trade. Oh boy, JK. Spidey might be good. Let's see his SHF, since it'd be okay if he's shorter than 6-inch figs. This is fair. Eric, supposedly that Iron Spider matches the look from No Way Home. Okay, thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. And then I have Belial from Ultraman. Ah, what do you think of him? Oops. I'm jumping around, getting up, and getting down. That black and red guy looks good. Okay, looks yeah. I'm just going with good there, Nolan. Since you can't see me, I couldn't make like the hand sign. See, that's the main bad guy, Belial in Ultraman Geed. Okay. The Lieutenant of Satan, main bad guy. Makes sense. Although, what's the sequel going to give you? I mean, it's going to have to be Satan. The Figuarts Yu Yu Hakusho figures are looking amazing. Is that what this guy is? Let's see here. I need to look at, it might be. Oh, yes, it is what this guy is. Woohoo! Toguro. Yeah, I mean, that looks cool. I wish I knew more. But really, like it's getting tougher and tougher to keep up. Time is crazy. Then we've got the dark magician or musician from Yu-Gi-Oh! I kind of like this one just because it's a little brighter. Yeah, this thing didn't open a lot of shots. Anyway, we have this is the 25th anniversary from Fresh Monkey Fiction. This is the Soldiers of Fortune Close Combat Operative. This is the only picture they have of it. I believe it might be if they have another one, it's going to be this same picture with some kind of different background that they used. But again, just like anything else, it looks like Fresh Monkey Fiction's putting out right now. This thing looks cool. And he's got a real Deadpool look. I know, shocking. But I guess those are also BBTS colors. And I say that now realizing that's exactly what Robo said about the whole thing. But truly, when I saw this, I thought, Deadpool, that looks like Deadpool. But usually they're trying to give him a little more of a whatever vibe of a character they're trying to borrow from. And there's no legit Deadpool head hanging out here. But I do, of course, love all the stuff it comes with. That on its own gives him photogenic figure status. Ghost have Belial came out in regular form. The red and black is the darkness version. Okay. Okay. I'll get there. I'll figure things out. My wife might give you a good deal once I kick off. she'll just be like, take it all. Belial is cool, man. Nice posing and gives me Ultraman Venom feel. Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that. We did talk a little bit though about like symbiote Ultraman, I think. A lot of cool action figures, man. Dave, you got some decisions to make. Totally photogenic stuff here. That's what I was talking about a couple of weeks ago about being overwhelmed. It's all good. It used to be that it was rare that the stuff actually caught my eye, so to speak. because I was like, well, waist cuts, no extra hands, all this. Now everybody is adding extra hands and eliminated waist cuts, with the exception of like Hasbro and Mattel lines. I'm tempted by the close combat operative. He's got the accessories. Oh yeah. All right. Here we go. We have Zelda from Figma, which we didn't talk about at all last week, kind of like the close combat operative. And you guys have told me in the past that Figma made an incredible link. And they might have another link up right now on BBTS. I noticed after I grabbed these pictures, there was another pre order that was put up. Maybe that's what it was. But I'm guessing if their link was incredible, their Zelda might be really incredible too. But I don't know enough, just like always, to tell you whether or not it's really good stuff. But it does look like at least the files all opened here, so we are going to see all the things she comes with, including it looks like a video game. I don't know. I haven't played anything Zelda in quite some time. But yeah, she comes with a couple extra heads. She comes with what looks like 4.5 extra pairs of hands. She's got a sword and definitely like a new style Game Boy. Oops, sorry, forgot to announce there. I was taking a swig of water. So she looks cool. And like I said, you guys have told me that the link is really good, so I'd be willing to bet she'll be cool. I do have a link to her in the video description to go to BBTS. So that's the only place I found her. Now, that's really the only place I looked once I didn't see her on EE, but still, dig that Ultraman villain figure. Fire! Belial! Symbiote Ultraman! Making copies! LMAO, my wife will either burn my stuff or sell everything for a penny. Nah, that's too much work, man. To get all that stuff together and sell it for a penny, here's what she's going to do. She's going to put it all in a box. She's going to take it to the corner and just write free on the box. That's I think the curse of all these figures that we all have. It's what's going to happen eventually. Cue that ocarina mood music. Link is ordering and pressing the buttons. Oh dear. Link is ordering a Zelda. Now we're just getting weird. Something about that figure makes her look long in the torso. That's got to be like, if I'm looking at this image, it's got to be the design of the dress. Because looking right here, the color of that dress almost looks like it matches the color of the background that she's on. So it honestly looks like she's a stick figure until you get down to around her knees. So that's got to be it. If she were against a black background, she'd probably look a lot less long in the torso. Yeah, that's kind of a weird color background actually to have with that, isn't it? On skirt effects posing, maybe there's a possibility there. I've never gotten a Figma figure, so I don't know what they do. Like, is that soft, not soft goods, but kind of a softer plastic, like what Jada's been doing? I know nothing of Figma. It makes me sad. That's a great looking Zelda. Her legs look locked under that dress, though. That's, you know what? Let's go back and look at some of those pictures. I want to see if there's any shots that we missed. Yeah, see, like there. Okay, obviously we're not talking legs here, but there she looks a lot less long in the torso because of the way they lit her, I would assume, because this is all lighter over on the right side of the photo and it separates it out from the dark, and then you see it a little better. But you guys are right. They're totally hiding her legs in these shots, and that definitely looks molded. Like maybe the piece in the front isn't molded, but the green, like the green that's hanging down, looks like it might be. Like the green, almost the dress or the skirt parts, I mean, not the scarf part or what looks like a scarf. But yeah, they are not at all. showing any kind. Oh, wait, we have leg movement. Okay, so we know that the legs can move fractions of inches back and forth, forward and back. Yep, and they've got that same leg movement right there, too. You guys might be right, because I'm not seeing anything. Now, I haven't played this game. Maybe Zelda just stands there and doesn't do a whole lot of running. But I have to think you want a little more movement. Like if we look at all these, that definitely all looks solid. And I don't see any kind of cuts on the side to give her a little more movement. Yeah, we're not going to get a lot out of her legs. I think you guys are right. Skew, the faces and arms are great. I totally agree. I think the look is really cool, actually. But yeah, I think you've got a little bit of the old traffic cone syndrome going on here. I have some Figma figs. I haven't gotten any of the female figs recently. I know they upgraded their articulation. Well, that's always key. Might be stiff. Won't know until someone handles it. That's true. That's true. But one thing that I think photographers know very well is how to try and make their stuff look as good as it can. And if they're not able to do any more with their legs than what they did in those shots, I think the stiff is going to hold true there. The dress might be pliable, won't know. And it's likely that it's a little pliable, but the fact that they didn't move those legs more than they did makes me think that even if it is, it's not crazy pliable. We'll see though. Yes, like LBZ said, Figma has made some advancements. I mean, just their Samus Aran, the recent one that, or recent, what was it, a year or two that came out? But yeah, that looks incredible. Alrighty. Now let's keep going here. All right, now we've got McFarlane figures that I do consider to be photogenic figures, provided they have good articulation. And again, you never know with McFarlane until somebody gets these things in hand. But these are Demon Slayer figures. And I'm not even going to mess with, let's see, Muichiro Tokito? I don't know. Not going to mess with names there. She's got extra hands. She's got a weapon. That's enough to make her photogenic, provided the articulation works. Okay, and I know that I saved 5 images of her. They didn't open at all. Now we have a bloody Baki Hanma, who I love these shots. Look how disturbing that is. And this is Storm Collectibles. This is their regular size figures, the ones that they've been making, not the whatever the ones that they're going to start making that are 1/12 scale. These are the ones that are a lot closer to 1/10. But look at how, if all these images open, check this out. That cracks me up. Yeah, he definitely got beat up a little bit. Yeah, he's down. He's down. I love that this opened that series of images. That makes me happy. Okay, well, since apparently this thing didn't open all the images, we are at, and I saved them all, same sizes, same file formats. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to close this out. Okay. Aha. So here's where some of them were. Anyway, the Demon Slayer figures that McFarlane has, let me pull those up here real quick. Oh no, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. Great, googly moogly. Open this preview, please. All right. So here we go. And I think it opened all of them. We have this Demon Slayer dude who is Hashibira Inosuke, maybe? Who knows? I know that Demon Slayer is one of the popular ones, and you guys probably know what's going on here better than I do. But he's got a couple swords, got a couple hands. He looks like he'll articulate a lot better than the last one we looked at. So he might actually be, if you guys are getting the McFarlane Demon Slayer figures, he might be one to pick up. And they show that face too. I don't know if he comes with an extra face What's that say? Oh, there you go. Includes 3 swappable faceplates. You know what? This guy is definitely a photogenic figure. You don't see much leg movement, though, there. I got to think they move a little better than that, though. And I don't know anything about the figure. He might not be one that is superposable. Okay, here she is again. There we go. Now we're getting her holding sword, holding the sword, pointing, standing. Yeah, we don't see much there as far as leg movement, but she's obviously got it at the, let's see, I guess I'd call that the hip, the knee. She's got teal hair, which is crazy. And then we've got, I think this is the main guy, isn't it? See, Tanjiro Kamado. And I do love that he comes with all this stuff, these crazy flame effects going on that you can set up in the background. This is pretty cool. Look at that. I figured they were all paper effects. That's something you actually slide on the sword. But yeah, those are McFarlane's Demon Slayer figures. I wanted to make sure and show them just because of everything. That, you know what? You guys never saw those. I did not share that. Oh, I'm so lost right now. Hang on. My bad, guys. Okay, so there's what we've got. All the stuff. Just rewind it. Go with my narration and just think about my narration from the very beginning as I go back through. Actually, this one looks like the one that to me is the most photogenic. 3 swappable faceplates, extra pair of hands, 2 swords. That looks like McFarlane stepping up their game a little bit. And then there she is. Now, one thing though that I was talking about, you don't see much leg movement in any of these figures. So I don't know how well they move up at the thigh, at the hip area, or anything. But I do have to say, this one at least looks cool. This one has kind of a weird, you know how some Transformers, their legs are just too far apart? That's kind of what I'm getting out of this one as I look at this image. But you see nothing of leg movement here. And then again, here's the main guy that I was talking about. All kinds of accessories that are pretty cool. But again, no real leg movement. And I don't know anything, like I said, I don't know anything about Demon Slayer. I assume that considering they're all carrying swords and things like that, they should be a little more versed in being able to move like ninja type. But I'm not seeing much of that there. So who knows? Now, do I keep reading? Do I read all the stuff where you guys say, hey, there's nothing you're showing? See, Figma makes dope figs. Yes. Gotta go, folks. Take care. You too, Mr. Element. Thanks for stopping by. Ooh, very much so, Harry. Arena or 112 Storms. That's right. I couldn't remember the name. Thank you, Skew. See, I hope Storm Collectibles gets rolling with Space Adventure Cobra. They keep showing their, let's see, prototype. Space Adventure Cobra. I don't know this. Let's see. We don't see them. This is the part of the stream where I'm like, oh, so I totally blew it. Let's see. Is it me or would Photo Dave make a great AI voice? Oh dear, that would be bad. It would just be, you know what I'd like to do if I were to be an AI voice, I'd like some kind of just insult to fly out once in a while. I think that would be fun. Not just you, Harry. Make that happen. Oh dear. Okay, we've gone totally NPR. I think I fixed it, Harry. We're good now. Let's see. Found Road Pig at my local Target this weekend. He's such a great figure. Dad bod and all. Mr. Matson, that is awesome. Road Pig is one I'm checking. I think I need to get him. I saw Jinx in the store the other day, but passed on by. There's just other collecting priorities, but I gotta learn how to make it so her waist moves better than it does. And once I figure that out, she will be mine. All right. Now let's get to that question of is Playboy still a thing? And I'll show you why. You guys kind of got a sneak peek as of why there a minute ago. This is, don't worry. I know I haven't shown you the window yet. We're good, we're good. I'm going to talk through me actually doing this so I make sure and do it. Because this was the big time question of the night. I will now push into buttons. Okay, here's why I'm asking this question. We had Bunny Girl Eileen. Who remembers her? LBZ? I know you do because I've seen the pictures and I kind of need to get Bunny Girl Eileen because of her vehicle actually. The combo cracks me up. So I might end up getting those. But I believe before her there was another Bunny Girl kind of character, right? I can't remember what one that was called. And now we've got this one. And this one is looking a little more Playboy bunny style as it was classically. But here's the thing. Here's why I'm asking this. Because since Hugh died, we're not really hearing tons about Playboy or anything. So are a lot of these companies deciding, hey, there's nothing, nobody's going to come after us in a legal way. So let's make a lot of bunnies. And one of the reasons that I'm really thinking about this comes to us via this figure because she is the Sushing Bunny Rapid Action Squad Sniper Leoni. That means there's going to be more of these bunny figures. And so in fact, there's going to be a squad of these bunny figures. And so now I'm just curious, like, have companies just decided, you know what? Hugh Hefner's gone. Playboy's basically gone. We're going to make a lot of bunnies because this one, like I said, this one almost has that classic look, which is insane. And it cracks me up, of course, that she comes with all these weapons. It's kind of like you picture you could picture Black Widow being how she was in the comics way back when, or a character like Catwoman being like how she was, and dressing up like this to kind of do the whole seduction thing and end up just murking somebody just because they can. I don't know. And that's kind of what I'm getting from these vibes. It's like you put a Black Widow head on this figure and now it all makes sense. But truly, I'm sitting here wondering to myself, is nobody scared of them? Do they not need a license? I mean, Playboy can't possibly have what would it be? Probably a patent on the look necessarily. On like they couldn't have this hardcore of a patent because this is different enough. It just strikes me odd that this is going on. And it's like suddenly, it's like within the last 2 years, we're getting tons of bunny figures like this. Just an interesting discussion point I thought we'd bring up. Road Pig is fire a fave. Yeah, he looks like one that is necessary. I didn't really have an issue with posing Jinx. Ah, Mr. Spencer, why? How well does she bend over at the waist? That's what I want to know. Like lean forward. See, boobies never go out of style. Harry, I mean, I can't disagree, but it throws me off. Like if we think about Playboy here, everything Playboy did, you can find online. So what are they going to do? They're going to almost have to reinvent themselves, I think. There's a mod for Jinx. Carve out a notch front and back. Let's see. Excorpio has a short showing it. Ooh, thank you, Skew Raider. All right. Yeah, I get these Sushing Bunny Girls since there's three different ones. Oh, there's three different ones. This is the first one I've seen. Have the other two already been released? Or was that one of them that I couldn't come up with from way back? Harry, oh, bad hip gap. I didn't even notice. A squad. Yeah, see? Raider, thanks. Check out the upcoming picks. Man, yes and no. The brand has been on life support for years, but they're popular outside the States. Oh, I didn't know that. Apparently, they made loads of money from licensing the bunny logo. That would make sense. It would make sense to me that they would make a ton of money off of that. What I didn't know was that they're super popular outside of the States. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Playboy definitely does not have any sort of legal way to stop bunny girls. That's what I was thinking. It's just it seems odd that since Hugh Hefner died, suddenly we're getting a lot of these. Because I don't remember a bunch before then, you know? See, we'll do Road Pig Head growing up. Mine's on the way too. That's awesome, Skew. Congrats, guys. That Road Pig does look amazing, and he's got enough of a different look where I'm gonna have to get him. Yeah, bunny girls are a thing in Japan. Bulma from Dragon Ball had an outfit in the original. Really? Okay, so this is just my total ignorance of what's going on in other cultures. Awesome, go me. Liking these figures. And I don't have this. This isn't like Bunny Girl Eileen cracks me up. Milk Tea Girl cracks me up. You know those kinds of figures. What was it? Zombie Greasa, was that her name? She cracks me up. This one doesn't crack me up so much. This one actually has like truly, you pop a Black Widow head on her, and you've got something that Black Widow would do. You know. See, you have to mod Jinx's waist. The waist itself, Mr. Matson, or are we talking like the torso piece that inserts into the waist? Skew. Great. Googly moogly. I plan on customizing Road Pig's Hammer Hog, LEDs, and flame effects. I can't wait. Lucas James. Hey, Skew Raider. Thank you for showing up, Lucas. I appreciate it. The facts. We must know the facts. The other two haven't been released. Oh, okay, LBZ. Have they not? So they haven't been released. Have they also not gone up for pre-order yet? Yeah, because you know, a squad. So what's for dinner? Hmm. What's everybody? Did everybody load up on dinner yet? I haven't eaten yet. I'm gonna need to do that after the stream. Every time they've tried to reinvent themselves in recent years, it's just pushed them further into irrelevance. Ah, that sucks. They might end up having to just license out the bunny logo, like you were saying. That might be their thing. Because I don't know. I mean, when they first started, they were revolutionary, and there's so much that's not taboo anymore that how could they be revolutionary in that way? Like they'd almost have to go the other way and go super conservative with the way that they dress. Salad for Skew Raider. Ooh, sounds tasty. See, this is dope. Salad is dope. Bunny girls have been big. Cutie Honey, the bad girls from Tank Police. Man, okay. So basically, guys, what you're telling me is, oh, Dave, this was nothing. What are you doing? Need to talk with Art G about these figures, Snail Shell, etc. Milk Tea Girl, the like. Snail Shell, every time I see a new Snail Shell, like when LBZ posted he got the pumpkin one, that thing looks amazing. Like, I'll be getting into Snail Shell at some point, I think. Gotta push buttons though. Come on, Dave, you can do this. No pre-orders for the other two, but there's prototypes released. It's in my IG waifu channel I sent you. Oh, sweet. Okay. And LBZ did send me some pictures earlier today. I got to go back and check those. I'm terrible now. Like the time thing is killing me. It's destroying me. I had a salad with tuna fish. You know what sounds good from time to time? And I haven't had one in years. Mostly I try to stay away from the bread, but a tuna fish sandwich from time to time with just the right amount of relish and mayo, that sounds really good from time to time. Get like the toasted bread on top of it. Oh, delectable. Back. What's happening? Star, don't let your wife in the room if she was already upset. We're talking right now about the relevance of Playboy, considering we're getting all kinds of bunny figures. And basically, what I'm learning is that bunny figures have been a huge thing in Japan for a long time. And this guy just didn't know it. Skew, yes, Art G and LBZ on the fun figures. Milk Tea Girl, I like them too. Like, there are just some that are just so cheesy, it's hilarious. This one, like I said, not necessarily one of them, but the three that we mentioned, I think are just funny figures. Yeah, can't wait for the succubus from Nun or and Nun from Snail Shell. I'm sure I've seen the succubus. I remember the nun. Skew, yep, classic anime trope bunny girls. This is me not knowing my anime, guys. Clearly, I need to work on this. Skew sounds fire. I'm eating my chicken, broccoli, and pasta. Ooh, that sounds kind of good too, Mr. Matson. I gotta make I don't know, like it gets late enough and I'm going, should I really make something crazy or should I just make a bit of a steak and have some yogurt? I don't know. I don't work too hard on making food. Let's see, go the other route. They tried to go PG-13 and failed. Ah, see, that's what I'm saying. You went so far one way, you got to dial it all the way back. Like they need to start doing, I don't know, G cartoon movies for kids. All right, now I just don't even know what I'm saying. Let's see, a life without bread. I don't want to be there. And it's not that like I did find out last year I do have a gluten sensitivity. I'm not crazy gluten intolerant, but when I start, I just start and go nuts. And then I have like, oh, it's not good. It's not good. We don't need to get into everything when it comes to like, it's nothing gross. It's just like gout. If you guys know what gout is, that's your joint. Like for me, it's my big toe, and it makes it so I can't walk. And that's what the bread type stuff does to me if I go too crazy. Like I could get away with a tuna fish sandwich, but then I'd want another, and then I'd want a burger, and then I'd want some pizza. And I've done the gluten free of all that stuff. I can get away with it with burgers. That's okay. That's not so bad. And sometimes, depending on the pizza place, you're okay. But you can't get a good sandwich or sub anywhere with gluten free bread. Dinners sound awesome. Star, is the popularity of Japanese bunny figs in association with Playboy, or are they just popular in their own right without Playboy? I would guess that's when that depends on when the fascination started. Like when would let's see, when did Playboy start? It was the 60s, right? So if the bunny girl fascination coincided with that, I don't know. Both. Oh dear. Well, yeah, that's what I've got for the conversation on that. I was just it's a weird thing because I've noticed all these have just started popping up and you're going, "Huh, wonder why." So yeah, there was that part of the conversation. Anybody have any figures to talk about that I missed that you'd like to chat about that you saw go up for pre-order in the last week where you're like, how did he not talk about this? Because we totally need to talk about this. And if not, what do we have right now? 8:26. We can go, if somebody doesn't have any suggestions here, we can go till about 8:40 or so. my time. So we'll go another 14 minutes. How about that? And I'm going to pause here a sec for a drink. Ah, I have a really cool cup here, and I can't even like take a picture and show you guys. It's and I don't know why we have this. We don't have anybody in the family or we don't have friends that are blind or anything, but it's a braille cup and it's really cool because it'll have the alphabet and then it's got the braille letters underneath the alphabet so you can kind of understand what each one is. It's pretty sweet and it gives just a totally cool vibe to this cup. See, it's a long running joke, but to be honest, Playboy had some really well written articles. You know why I know that's true? Because my mom said that Playboy actually had some well written articles. And I'm like, okay, I guess if mom's saying that, then there's probably truth to it. Pull up Junkyard Joe. All right, tragic. I'll go find Junkyard Joe. We get through this one and one more. CT Toys Spider-Man Mofex 185 is coming tomorrow. That's pretty cool. That's going to be good stuff. I sent you some Road Pig pigs that are coming up. Flaming Hammer. He poses so nice. I will check him, Mr. Matson. All right. Let me go for a tragic suggestion. Let's find Mezco Junkyard Joe. Let's see. Is he actually on the site still? Yeah, I'll agree to your cookies. Join the wait list. Okay, don't worry. I know that you guys don't have Junkyard Joe on the screen yet. Here we go. I'm working on it. Okie dokie. Here is, by order of Tragic Hero, Junkyard Joe. And he does look pretty cool. Oh, we've got a mug. I wasn't interested in it, to be honest, so I didn't look at the pictures all that closely. So I'm going to be learning about him as I'm looking through all this. Oops, I must have clicked. I do like that picture. That picture has a, I guess, somewhat platoon vibe. I'm not sure. Is that really all they're showing? Is just those pictures? Here we go. All right. I was just hitting too much. Skew. Only read it for the articles. They drop the pictorials. Subscriptions magically decline. I mean, I'm not saying the articles are the only reason they sold. Harry Playboy really did have great articles. Hunter S. Thompson, amazing. Hunter S. Thompson was amazing. I didn't know, like, I haven't read a lot of his stuff, but I did know he was featured there. They did. The joke never gets old, too. I'm thinking right now, for whatever reason, after reading that, do you guys remember Robin Hood Men in Tights? Where they had what was his pal's name? Blinken, and he was his blind friend or whatever, and so the Playboy there was basically a statue. Completely understandable. That is the main reason guys bought the mag, but they really did have some excellent writers. Mezco, suddenly I reminded of that figure of the mask. I love the look of that figure. Like the mask, that would be one. Generally, I don't want to go for licensed IP when it comes to Mezco, but I like that mask a lot. Facts. Hunter S. Thompson, Alex Haley, legendary writers like that. Well, that's just because they got to visit the mansion, I'm sure. Tragic, iconic pick from the comic book. I knew he was a comic. I never read Junkyard Joe. Man, I am so sheltered. I like this Junkyard's look. Awesome. Alex Haley loved his stuff on Malcolm X. I have not read anything from Alex Haley. I'll have to look some of that stuff up. All right, let's keep going on Junkyard Joe here. Find some more pics. Oh, man. Oh, that's kind of a cool picture. I like looking at this photo. They've definitely got, well, I was going to say some stuff in front of them. They definitely used a little bit of a vignette going on the bottom, just so they could show the logo and everything else. But I like what they did with the background. I'm wondering what they did exactly with the background. Did they create that? Is that, I mean, it looks like he's standing against a digital screen. So whenever it comes to these pictures, I'm always trying to figure out exactly what they did. Like here, obviously they've got, I would say, like the log that's behind him there. I would say that looks real. It looks like some of these hanging down pieces are probably real, but then you get further back into the background, and I'm not so sure. Now, obviously, there's a whole lot of real going on here. You can't fake that digitally as far as just a straight up digital background goes. Man, that's, I gotta give Mezco this. They never short people when it comes to weapons. Like, it's one of the reasons I say that Mafex and Mezco, I mean, if somebody were to debate me and say, hey man, Mezco is the most photogenic line out there, I couldn't say a word. I'd be like, hey man, I totally get it. I completely respect that call because there's so much stuff that they give people. Yeah, he does look cool. I have no attachment and he's not like an original Mezco thing. So I don't know enough about him, I suppose is the thing. Skew partly how he got the gig for the biography. Oh wow. You guys know much here that I don't know. I mean, that's kind of a running thing on here, but still, I don't see how Playboy could even compete in the current day. Yeah, I completely agree. You can get pretty much anything you want in that area online. Playboy's pictorials now would be considered boringly lame or tame. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you would need an absolutely incredible photographer. Like, I mean, this photographer would have to be 1000%. This photographer would have to be the best photographer in the world. And the photographer would have to have exceptional taste. And the models would have to be absolutely exceptional model. I mean, there's too much where you would need to have the best in the world in every aspect to even have a hope of making it work. And when they're constantly reinventing, they're losing money, I'm sure, when they have to do that. They can't afford the best in the world. So I don't know. I'm thinking they're going to have to do something. And I'm wondering, even in another 10 or 20 years, is the bunny logo going to be worth enough to be able to lease it out to people? There's the rub issue. Good Lord, man. Really? I never knew that. Yeah, I had no idea. But then I didn't know who Alex Haley was either. That's not right. That's not right, Skew. It's hilarious, but it's not right. Not sure which was first, but they relate in his prominent or preeminent career, the Playboy articles and other work. I mean, Playboy was huge, so it could be that either one led to the other. KJ Smith, what's up, man? Thank you for stopping by. The only Mezco I have is their Green Arrow, and I love it. One of my favorite figures. Man, I know Mafex is supposed to make a Green Arrow, but I think it's supposed to be the Dark Knight Returns one. I would love it if they were able to dive into like your regular DC characters. Like Wonder Woman. The Moth-X Wonder Woman is my number one want, by the way, just so everybody knows. Like, if they announce a Moth-X comic Wonder Woman, that's a pre-order day one for sure. I'll always give Mezco credit for really kicking in the soft goods trend in 112 figs. Thanks, Mez. Yeah, and one thing they've done, they've started to make it look really good too. Junkyard is a great looking character. He is. He is. I cannot disagree. Very interesting. All right, a whole lot of subs. Okay, so there's our Junkyard Joe fix of the night. Wonder, since we're on Mezco, 112th Collective. Wonder if I just click it, if it'll take us to. I was hoping it would just take us to. Okay, here we go. Is he still? He's no way. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to look at Doc Knock here. Since we're still here anyway. Ah, obviously, we can still join the wait list. D Amazing clearly got a hold of this. I believe he does a lot of shooting for Mesco, just because he always seems to have the figures like right as they're released. And because when you look at these pictures, you know it was D Amazing. He looks, I've always liked, and I wasn't the Telecon Demon Kid or anything like that, but for whatever reason, I've always liked the skull look. Like skulls are awesome. And yeah, this guy looks crazy. Ooh, he's just gonna grab the bloody what is that scythe? Just be like, oh, it's cute. Oh, I didn't see that before. Beating up Nosferatu. Hey, look, he's being cool because he's got the goggles going on there, and he's got a Tommy gun, and everybody knows Tommy guns are awesome. Oops, I don't know what's going on there. I do like. I mean, if you guys seen some of my photos, I really like using red light, and so every time I see something like that, I enjoy. Several skulls. Oh man, this guy's loaded for bear. Yeah, I definitely have a wish list for Mezco figures. The last one I got was the Crow. I still want that Wolverine with the Sentinel base. Oh, you know what I've been tempted to do is go back and get a lot of the older Toy Biz figures with those bases because they all, like a lot of the X Men, had awesome Sentinel bases. Skew Doc Knock, impressive too. Yep, I'm a fan. I think that one's pretty cool. Star, for being aligned with such promise, I think Mezco is kind of shooting themselves in the foot by not going full on articulation. They cheap out too often by skimping on joints not being double. So, what exactly? I know the elbows seem to be getting to the point where they're double jointed. Where else? Like, are they having problems in the knees? What exactly is Mezco missing articulation wise? That would be something that I would definitely want to know. Herman pre-ordered Doc Knock and have several of the Joes. Always impressed with the soft goods, plenty of accessories, and all the hands. I know that's the one thing, man. The accessories, it's insane what all they come with. Uh, I don't have a figure that is totally cloth. Well, I shouldn't say that. I have an old school Toy Biz Wolverine, the famous covers ones. I have the brown suit and I have the tiger stripe suit. Those just don't quite cut it compared to what I'm seeing from Mezco these days. Agreed, but Stabby only one happy they won't fix articulation, just like the Super 7 and any other line. Stabby is pleased because if they fixed all that stuff, Mr. Stabby would be angry and come to get us all in our sleep. Mr. Stabby, by the way, for those who've never been on the live stream, this is your wallet. Your wallet is Mr. Stabby. It's why you keep the knife drawer locked. Did you see the Savage Crucible Dragon, Elric of Minabone, and the Skull Throne and Dio? Let's see, all coming for pre-orders soon. I did not see those. Hang on, I'll get through a couple more of these and we'll go see if we can find those. Ooh, all right, yeah. Ah, I keep jumping. Or is it the chat? The chat keeps jumping. Looking at you, Conan, such a missed opportunity. Beautiful sculpts with less than full articulation. Makes me sad. From the people at the booth, I'm super stoked about the Frazetta and Elric products that are coming. Oh, man. And Savage Crucible's putting in the articulation. Mezco, Invisible Woman, Wonder Woman, the elbows and knees. Add them and you'll be even more popular than they already are. I wondered about that. I knew Invisible Woman and Wonder Woman, like that Wonder Woman figure that they did, the comic one way back, that might have been my first ever Mezco if she had had double elbows. Like, I continually went back to check on how she was doing. Oh, hell yeah. Finally, an Elric figure. Okay. All right. Savage Crucible. See if I can find some pictures here. Presents Elric. Okay, they're on IG. How did I miss this stuff? La da 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 da. All right, don't worry. I know that I'm not. I know that you guys don't see this yet. I'm working on it. I got to log in first, do all those things, and then I've got to get to Savage Crucible's page. I'm not even sure I'm following them. That's an oversight that I need to fix right now. If I get there and I find out that I'm actually not following them. Let's see here. Savage Crucible. Oh, well, that was easy. My gosh, I wasn't following them. I am now, though. And here we go. I'm going to head back to you guys and share this screen. Okay, here's what we've got on their actual. See, these are pinned, so we saw those before. Harbinger, LA Comic Con. Great googly moogly guys. Okay, I did see the football guy, but I think that was because of Robo. Do they have any of those that you guys are talking about in here? Obi Nobi. Okay, we have a wolf. All right, they're clearly teasing some kind of wolf thing. These are cool. All right, let's head back because what I'm thinking's going on is they don't have a lot of that stuff on their actual Instagram page. Me too. Have ball and chain coming. Mr. Matson pronounced Melnibone. Melnibone? See, Mr. Stabby. Oh yeah, man. It's the wallet. It's an angry wallet. I'd still need to create that graphic. I think that'd be funny. We will have, yep. There you go. Skew Raider knows. It's a dream to have the Mr. Stabby line. The older Mezco are single jointed, and the females, the newer Mezcos, are double jointed. Only wish they had butterfly joints. Way more articulated than Mythic Legions. Yeah, Mythics, yeah. I wondered about butterfly joints. I wonder, I wonder if with Gomez, that's when they kind of decide, hey, here's where the new stuff's coming in. We want it. Oh man, so I know I have to work on it. Oh geez. In my opinion, it's double elbows, knees, torso, neck, double hinged wrists, butterfly shoulders, toes, full range ankles, thigh and bicep swivel, drop down hips, maybe. Hinge and swivel shoulders, ratchet joints, maybe. I would say it depends on the weight and everything when we're talking about ratchet joints. And I've seen Anthony's Customs makes a good point about drop down hips because he overall doesn't like them, but he has shown that he has said that if it's not that the reason that companies use drop down hips is because they don't engineer hips correctly. And apparently he has a video where he's showing on a figure that he created how much higher he can make a leg kick up than what we're getting from a lot of other companies without using any kind of drop down hips. So that's curious stuff. I would love to see him get his line off the ground just so we could mess with the stuff. And even so maybe I don't know, Mattel and Hasbro could mess with it and see how to do it if he's right, you know? That would make me happy. Looking at it now, Dave. All right. Elric is the White Wolf, the Dragon Lord. They were hints, precursor to Targaryen and The Witcher. Good lord, really? So they're going for a lot of licensed stuff. That's kind of what 3-0 did too. Fourth post in, Dave. Thank you, Harry. I will head there. Elric, let's see. Melnibone. Okay, that makes sense. Melnibone. All right, fourth post in. Let's grab here. So, right here. This is the wolf. Jolanta. Oh wait, I'm moving. I'm going. Wait a sec. I saw all this. My bad, guys. Sorry. Was I pushing? Oh no. So they're not actually showing anything. They're just talking about it, or am I? Hold on. Maybe it's below. Maybe it's the fourth after the pinned comments. No, here's still the football guy. Dang it. All right, I will pull this off. I will find things, or I won't. Dang nibbit. This is a dude that was recently announced, or that they announced a while back, right? Recently or a while back, the Barbarian. Jada Street Fighter has no drop down hips, and they do a perfect split. Drop down hips, in my opinion, aren't all they're cracked up to be. I don't think most companies do them well. The ones that I have that do them well, like I don't think the classified line does them well. I do think Mafex overall does them well, but if they can be engineered better, I would prefer to not have drop down hips. Like I've always been of the mind that the fewer, like the less you can use while still getting the same whatever. I've always thought that was better because the more individual parts you have, the more chances you have for something to become fragile. Elric and football players are awesome news for future awesomeness from Harbinger slash Savage Crucible. The football thing, and that was Alabama. So that is that's legit stuff. So I'm wondering if they're going to go after more college football licenses. Click on the arrow in the picture. Did I just not see the arrow? Because I was in there. Blue Oyster Cult did a song about Elric Black Blade. Good Lord, there's so little I know. Anyone hear of any more news about that Cthulhu fig that was shown off at Wonderfest? Looked amazing. I have not. Just sent the Elric pics and some from the dragon. Awesome. All right. Let's head here then. Look, I have people. All right, let's see here. Open, open, open. Unsupported message. Oh no, I can't see them. That's awesome. It's hard to see the arrow. All right, I'll head back to that. Is it the one in the image that had the this is bad. This is badness here. Let's see, I don't need a Cthulhu fig. I have a plushie of him. That might be scarier. Hoping for Zeta Girls do a Death Dealer fig soon. He's a must. Star, that thing was fire. Death Dealer is on pre-order. See, sent the link too, Dave. Sweet. Fantastic. Gotta see them now. All right, let's see here. Okay, let's just do this. Thank you, Skew. And thanks for the attempt, Mr. Matson. That is the first time I've ever seen that. Oh, okay, okay. There. How did I miss that? Got it. All right. My apologies, guys. Hang on. I've got to switch windows again. But I finally found what you were talking about. All right. How did I miss that? Like that should have been I should have seen that. I can't even sit there. I'm not wearing my glasses even though I'm not on camera here, but yeah, I should have seen that. That's bothersome now. Now I'm annoyed at me. But that thing's pretty cool. And a red shield. Is this Elric? I would assume so, considering it says Elric of Melnibone. He looks angry. He looks awesome, is what he looks, honestly. What kind of character is this, guys? Like, give me some traits. Give me some background on Elric here. Because he almost looks like, I mean, genuinely, that almost looks like a symbiote skin that's still allowing his face to poke through. So I want to know more about this guy. Ah, $300. I have a Cthulhu puppet. Good Lord. Stuffed animal and a puppet? You guys possibly have the most terrifying Cthulhus known to man. It's like a plastic action figure we can all handle, but a stuffed animal, that stuff will creep you out. I had to Google it. I appreciate it, Skew. Elric with, let's see, with Drist, and he's Dungeons and Dragons, right? I think so, because Hasbro made the Drist. Tragic hero or anti hero. Plushy Cthulhu is cute, not terrifying. No, no, man, no. Plushy Cthulhu is frightening. I haven't even seen it, and I can tell you that thing's scary. Classic fantasy hero, legendary books, and huge fan following like Drist. Dang it. See, this is me not knowing things. It's classic, Dave. Everybody knows it. Not me. Elric is the cursed king of a doomed race, suffers from a demon sword that keeps him alive, along with a special potion. He's a warrior and a wizard. You know what? That look honestly gives that, Mr. Matson. Thank you. Like, he kind of has, he doesn't have a zombie face, he doesn't have an undead face, but he definitely has a before, kind of like before current times face. Like, it's, yeah, it's definitely an old face. It must be so annoying wearing armor like that when you have to go to the bathroom. Must take an hour. Not if he's a magician. He can just make things happen. And it probably ends up on somebody's head that he doesn't like. Oh, I'll send you a pic after the stream. Thanks a lot, John. I'm going to freak out. I'm going to have nightmares. Facts. Yeah, it would be tough to go to the bathroom in one of those suits. Born an albino. I learned so much. This is why I do the streams. Teach me, people. I only know from hanging out with fans of him online. They taught me. I pass it on. Drist, too. Guy on plane ride was reading books. Taught me about him, too. Now I check for both. That's awesome. So, Skew, it kind of sounds like you almost, it's like the world, the universe, if you will, is telling you that you need to get these. Like, you need to load up. You need to get Elric. You need to get that Drist if you didn't already. Elric is a dragon lord and the White Wolf. Character was created in the 70s and was inspiration for a lot of fantasy stuff. See, and that maybe that's where I blow it with this kind of thing because I've never been the sword and sorcery kind of guy. So maybe what I need to do is look up a lot more of that stuff. Hmm. He looks cool though. Like I can't deny that. He obviously comes with enough things. Hang on, let's head back. Yeah, that'll definitely be photogenic for sure. And he does. He has kind of a like that face. It's haunting. Like it looks just inches away from dead, but I mean being a suit that keeps him alive and everything, it's like once if that suit went away, he'd just instantly be gone. That's the look he has. I'm surprised he looks as strong as he does being that ancient. Thanks, Dave. Have Driss 2-pack with custom soft goods cloak. We'll add Elric too. Nice, Skew. That's awesome. Don't feel bad, Dave. Nerds pass it on. The nerdery. The nerdery is a club we all need to have now. There needs to be a nerdery in every town. Me too. I like sword and sorcery, but my heart's into sci-fi fantasy. I've always been it's not even so much genre maybe. Like I say that, but comics were always a big thing for me. It was basically comics and Star Wars and GI Joe and Transformers. I'm a product of my time perhaps. Wendy Pini tried to do an animated movie but couldn't. She did a book on it. I don't know Wendy Pini. Here we go. Another great thing, Elf Quest. Oh boy. John, Elf Quest is awesome. Oh dear. I would love some figs. All right, guys, we have 9:01. We'll go till 9:10. So 9 minutes from now, I'm calling it and shutting her down. But I figure that's a better way to do it than to just suddenly say, well, all right, guys, I'm out, which I've been doing for quite some time. But yeah, this is a cool figure. it's one of the hard parts. It's part of the overwhelm as I'm looking at this, and I'm not into sword and sorcery, but the way Mr. Matson described him specifically, and then looking at what truly looks like a face that is just about dead, like inches away from dead, is just it has me kind of curious about this figure. Hmm. I hate when that happens. Stop making me curious about these figures, people. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? All right, I'm going to shut down this Instagram real quick. And now you just see me being a crazy little bubble thing. See, harder to find now was out through previews comic stores. Huh. All right. Okay. Let's head over. I want to check, since I brought up the Zelda figure. I'm going to go, I'm on BBTS right now, and I'm looking up, hold on, why did that happen? Let's type Zelda relevance new and popular. What do we get when we do that? Okay, so it looks like the Zelda I showed you guys was the actual new one there. But hold on, let me open this real quick. Tears of the Kingdom. This might be, and I'm about to show you, don't worry. This link might be one that you guys have talked about in the past. Let me know. But this is a Tears of the Kingdom link, which was showing up above the Zelda that I showed you guys earlier. And it's also Figma, and it also looks really good. Like, no, there might be digital background in the way back there, but a lot of this is definitely practical. I was going to ask this later, but whatever. Who do you think would be the first of us, H.G. Wells, Tolkien, more modern-like collectors of the GI Joes in the '60s? It started before Star Wars. Huh? Who would be the first of us? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I got nothing. You guys talk about that in the chat. I'm not sure. Harry, warning. The Elric books can be hard on a reader. Woo! Oh, sweet. Okay. Then I guess I'm out. I mean, I don't want angry books. It has Cutter, Night Runner, Lita, Pedal Wing, Pick Nose, and Tildak. Drop 2000. There's a character called Pick Nose. I don't know. I don't know now. Can I watch? Is Pick Nose green by any chance? Ugh. Now I gotta look for that. Sorry, John. It's what you get for threatening me with a stuffed Cthulhu. I just wanted to know about when this hobby that we're all members of started. Who were the first collectors of awesome figs and toys? When did it actually start? Got it. Got it, Star. I have to think, I mean, I would think the early ones would probably, when did Hot Wheels come out? Were Hot Wheels like the 50s? There are people that still had their very first Barbies. So I'm wondering if it was actually a Mattel thing that first started it out. I would guess that the first big time toy collectors, maybe by accident, like maybe they didn't just decide to get into it and it just kind of happened and they just didn't open stuff, would be Hot Wheels or Barbie collectors. And beyond that, we're probably looking at, I mean, the next is like you said, probably G.I. Joe, the 12-inch ones, the action figure, because boys don't want dolls. I don't know. But my guess, honestly, would be Hot Wheels or Barbie. And yet there were toys before that. So who really knows? John. Oh, that's not a threat. That's a promise. Don't. Starts. Us and Varies, the collectors, grew up doing it, still around. Probably Barbie and Joe's, 50s and 60s. That predates us. That definitely predates me. I can't speak for everybody. The first collectors I knew of were stamps, baseball cards, comic books, and beer cans. When did figs become a thing? That's what I would think figures, man. I mean, there are people that held on to their Star Wars, and those suddenly just shot up in price. What was it, like 20, 30 years ago? I honestly have no idea. I really would guess. I guess if we're talking figures, Nego? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Hot Wheels, teddy bears, the soldiers dolls before that. Ah, see, your tin soldiers dolls. I didn't think about the tin soldiers. 70s, 80s, and 90s. I'd say 70s is probably when it really kicked off. I think Star Wars probably really kicked it off, but the ones to predate that, I gotta think if we're talking just figures, man, I gotta think Barbie and G.I. Joe. Honestly, like there are plenty of toys that came out before that, but if we're going with figures, I think it has to be those two. They have the whole ElfQuest series on the official web page. Great googly moogly. I thought it might be the creators of things like the old Flash Gordon serials, but that doesn't automatically make them collectors like us. That's true. I don't know. Yeah, I got nothing. It's an interesting idea to think about. GI Joe sold in the millions in the 60s. I didn't know. I mean, I knew they were popular. I figured the 80s was when GI Joe really hit the big boom. But who knows? I clearly do not. But yeah, anyway, Link. That's what we've got here. Oh, look, he's coming out of a puddle. That's weird. Hold on. It's got to be that you just pop his body off, like pop the top of him off his legs and all that stuff, and just set it in a water puddle. Now I want to see a picture of all the accessories. That's craziness. Look at all that. Like he gets new arms and everything. This Link's actually pretty cool. Oh, look. It's Link doing his best Thor impression. And that is 910, ladies and gentlemen. So let's finish it on this pick of Link. That's a good pick of Link. Well, you know how it goes. Thanks as always for stopping by and hanging out and chatting. It is always massively appreciated. We're so close, man. We're really kicking it up a notch with the Toypixx YouTube channel. And man, I can't thank you guys enough. So, as always, take care. Keep checking this stuff out. Take some cool pictures. We've got things happening and it's a whole lot of fun. So, until next time, have fun and happy snapping. And I'll see if I can get this whole camera issue solved. See ya.